A family had been living peacefully for many years when something strange suddenly happened. The husband lost his job out of nowhere. Their young child began waking up in the middle of the night, crying uncontrollably. And the wife? She became exhausted, sick, and no one could figure out why. Nothing made sense until they invited a Feng Shui master to take a look at their home. He quietly walked through each room, then stopped in front of a dried flower vase placed in the corner of the living room. That vase had been sitting there for over 2 months. The petals were decaying, and it was covered in dust. He softly said, "This is no longer a decorative item. It is holding on to dead energy, and it is draining the life force around it." The homeowners listened. They threw the vase away and opened the windows to let sunlight and fresh air pour in. Just a few days later, the wife recovered. The baby slept peacefully through the night, and the atmosphere in the house felt lighter. That story gave many people a wake-up call. Not every home filled with things brings good fortune. When an item runs out of energy but is kept out of attachment or regret, it can become a magnet for negative energy, disturbing both luck and mental well-being. According to ancient Feng Shui beliefs, every object has its own breath. When something is broken, chipped, or placed in the wrong spot, that breath can shift from positive to negative, from light to dark. And that is when the energy inside the house begins to weaken. If you ever feel like your home feels heavy, your sleep is restless, or bad luck keeps showing up again and again, take a closer look at the little corners around your space. Sometimes, the very objects we are used to seeing every day are the ones throwing off the energy balance in your home. This video will help you recognize which objects need to go, how to cleanse your living space, and how to keep your home filled with peace and vibrant energy. Affirm your positive energy by saying, "My home is being cleansed to welcome peace and prosperity." And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you can discover more mystical Feng Shui stories that help protect the harmony and blessings of your family. And now, what exactly are the objects that may be dragging down your luck and positive energy? Let's take a look right now so you can remove them in time. First, dead plants, wilted leaves, and neglected flower pots. In Feng Shui, greenery is considered the breath of a home. Plants bring life, freshness, and a sense of calm into the space. A healthy plant helps circulate air gently throughout the home, carrying bright energy and creating a relaxing environment for everyone living there. But once the plant starts to wilt, the leaves turn yellow, and the soil cracks and dries up. That energy slowly fades away. A dead plant means the life flow in your space has been blocked, and from there, everything around it starts to fall out of balance. Forgotten pots tucked into a corner might seem harmless, but they are actually some of the strongest magnets for negative energy. Wilted leaves, dry stems, and hard soil all contribute to a heavy, stagnant feeling. The air becomes thick, like there's no room for freshness or movement. People living in that space may often feel drained, irritable, and have trouble getting restful sleep. Feng Shui sees plants as a gateway that connects humans with nature. While the plant is alive, energy flows smoothly, bringing balance and peace to the people in the space. But when the plant dies, that gateway shuts. The energy stops moving. It gets stuck, creating a sense of pressure and heaviness inside the home. The longer a dead plant stays, the more intense that gloomy feeling becomes, making it harder for anyone to find inner peace. So, when you notice a plant has died, the best thing you can do is remove it right away. Do not hold on to it for sentimental reasons. Take it outside, clean out the old soil, wipe down the area, and open the windows to let natural light and fresh air back in. If you like, you can replace it with a new plant to invite fresh, vibrant energy into your space. Second, cracked or chipped bowls and plates. In Feng Shui, dishes are more than just everyday items. They symbolize wholeness and harmony within the family. Every meal placed on the table is not only nourishment for the body, but also for emotional connection, bonding, and love. But when bowls or plates are chipped or cracked and still used regularly, that energy starts to break down too. Cracked dishes are symbolic of damage and incompleteness. And when the items used to hold food, which represent abundance and good fortune, are broken, they give off unstable energy. Even if you cannot see it with the naked eye, those cracks still create a subtle feeling of unease. People living in homes filled with damaged dishes may face more conflicts in relationships, growing distance between partners, arguments with children, difficulties at work, or simply feeling mentally and emotionally exhausted. Many people think washing them is enough, but the energy of a cracked object cannot return to what it once was. It is like a wound that has not healed. Even if it is hidden, it still causes imbalance. In the living space, especially in the kitchen or dining area, which represents the fire and heart of the home, damaged dishes can actually cause your blessings to leak away. Blessings, which symbolize warmth and prosperity, cannot stay long if the space is broken. The best thing to do is to completely get rid of any dish that is chipped, cracked, or broken, even if it is just a small flaw. Replace them with clean, bright, intact sets, and treat them with care and respect. When setting the table, keep things neat and intentional. A beautiful, complete table without any broken items is a true symbol of abundance, harmony, and peace. Sometimes, it is the smallest things that have the biggest impact on a home's energy. A chipped bowl might seem like no big deal, but it could be a subtle sign that cracks are forming in other areas of your life. Getting rid of them is not just physical cleaning. It is a way to seal up the energy gaps and help your family maintain warmth, prosperity, and peace. Third, decorations with skulls, demons, or blood. Decorative items featuring skulls, demons, or bloody imagery are often seen as a form of art or personal expression. But in Feng Shui, they carry a very unique type of energy. These symbols emit extremely low frequencies, like layers of dark energy that slowly build up within a space. They are not just lifeless images. They give off vibrations that disrupt the flow of positive energy and break the harmony of your home. When a space contains too many of these objects, the positive yang energy gets pushed out, making room for feelings of heaviness, anxiety, and discomfort to creep into every corner. People who live in such spaces often feel mentally unsettled without knowing why. Even those who do not believe in spiritual matters can feel the eerie, unsettling presence when they look at these objects. The atmosphere becomes heavy. Sleep can be disturbed, leading to nightmares or daytime fatigue. These low vibrations may even strain family relationships, creating unnecessary tension and conflict. Feng Shui teaches that the energy of physical objects has a direct effect on a person's mental and emotional health. When an object with low energy stays in your home, it weakens the positive energy of the entire space. Skulls, demons, and bloody imagery do not just look scary. They block the natural flow of vibrant energy, making the living space feel lifeless. They create dead zones of energy, where the life force is drained and the mood becomes dark, gloomy, and heavy. The solution is simple but powerful. Remove these decorations from your home completely. Do not keep them as souvenirs or quirky personal style. Once they are gone, the atmosphere immediately becomes lighter. Positive energy can move freely again, and you will feel the difference. More mental clarity, less heaviness, and more peaceful sleep. Fourth, antiques or items with unknown origins. Antiques and objects of unknown origin are often kept because of their beauty, value, or sentimental meaning. But in Feng Shui, they are not just decorative pieces. Every object that once belonged to someone else carries the energy of its former owner, like an invisible imprint woven into the wood grain, paint, or tiny cracks. If that energy was formed through strong emotions like grief, anger, fear, or despair, it does not simply disappear. It lingers, silently affecting the current living space. An antique kept without understanding its history can become a hub of negative energy, slowly draining the life force from your home. The people living around it may feel unexplained fatigue, tension, mood swings, or ongoing streaks of bad luck. These effects are subtle and invisible, but they cast a shadow over the energy of the home. That is why Feng Shui masters often warn, if you do not know the history of an object, do not let it sleep in your home. This is not superstition. It is a reminder to be mindful of the energy in your space, especially when it comes to items that have passed through many hands. An object tied to pain, loss, or resentment not only carries memories of the past, but can also pass those emotions into your present life. The best practice is to verify the origin of any antique before bringing it into your home. If you cannot confirm its history, it is better not to keep it. Or if it is already in your house, consider cleansing it with sunlight, fresh air, or an appropriate ritual to release any old energy. Doing so helps protect your mental well-being, emotional balance, and the overall energy of your home. Beautiful and rare antiques, when kept properly, can bring luck and a sense of abundance. But items with unknown pasts, especially those connected to many owners or unclear stories, can quietly drain positive energy, making the home feel heavy, lifeless, and vulnerable to disharmony. Fifth, old and worn-out bedding. Bedding, sheets, blankets, and pillows are some of the most intimate items in your living space. They touch your body every single day, especially during moments of rest and sleep. According to Feng Shui, anything that comes in direct contact with the body absorbs your energy, including your emotions, thoughts, and physical health. When bedding is fresh, clean, and well kept, it provides a calming, refreshing energy that helps your body and mind relax, recover, and feel safe in your home. But once those items become old, torn, musty, or begin to smell, the positive energy they once held fades. In its place comes stagnant, tired energy, sometimes even carrying remnants of illness or stress from past use. Sleeping on such bedding does not allow the body to receive clean energy. The mind becomes tense, dreams can be restless, and emotional balance is harder to maintain. The atmosphere in the home becomes heavy, and family members may feel constantly drained, tired, and uneasy. Keeping your bedding clean and up to date is not just about hygiene. It is a key part of keeping energy in your home flowing and vibrant. When you replace old bedding, the positive energy returns. Sleep becomes deeper, your spirit feels lighter, and peace spreads throughout the space. On the other hand, holding on to ragged, moldy, or overly worn bedding is like keeping a reservoir of negative energy that slowly affects your health, your mood, and your fortune. Feng Shui emphasizes that the place where you rest must always be clean and refreshed, because it is when your body absorbs the most energy. Change out your bedding regularly. Keep it freshly washed and get rid of anything that no longer holds positive energy. This helps ensure your home stays clear, the energy keeps moving, and everyone in the house feels more relaxed, more alive, and more at peace. Sixth, broken clocks. Clocks in the home are not just tools for telling time. They also carry deep meaning in Feng Shui. They represent the continuous flow of time and life energy within a space. When a clock is working properly, time flows steadily, and so does the energy in the home. It brings a sense of order, harmony in daily life, and smooth, stable energy for the whole family. On the other hand, a broken clock, or one that has stopped ticking or tells the wrong time, is a sign that the energy flow is blocked. In Feng Shui, this suggests that luck in the house is stuck, which can lead to mental unease, work delays, and tension in relationships. A home filled with clocks that no longer work, or ones left with dead batteries for too long, not only looks unkempt, but also feels heavy and stagnant, like life itself is frozen. Feng Shui experts often stress this point. Clocks should always be working properly and keeping accurate time. If they are broken, either fix them immediately or replace them. Restoring or removing broken clocks helps restart the energy flow, bringing balance, freshness, and rhythm back into the family's life. Seventh, pet ashes kept inside the house. Pet ashes are often kept out of love as a tribute to a beloved companion who has passed. But according to Feng Shui, every soul needs its own resting place, somewhere peaceful, where its energy can return to nature and continue to move forward. When ashes are kept inside the home, the sorrow, attachment, and lingering emotional energy tied to that pet never truly gets released. Instead of bringing warmth, it quietly builds up a dense, heavy energy that casts a somber shadow over the living space. People who live in homes with pet ashes often feel a subtle but ongoing tension. They may feel emotionally drained, experience restless sleep, and occasionally feel sad for no clear reason. The air in the house seems weighed down, as if there is a layer of grief settled over every corner. Even though the love remains, keeping the ashes indoors unintentionally becomes a barrier to positive energy, affecting both the mood and the fortune of those living there. Feng Shui advises placing ashes in a calm, sacred spot, outside the main living space, or choosing a clean piece of land or memorial site. This allows the pet's spirit to rest peacefully and releases the lingering sadness, making space for fresh, flowing energy to move through the home. This practice does not erase the love or memories. On the contrary, it helps that love feel lighter and more peaceful, while keeping the energy of the home balanced and healthy. When the ashes are laid to rest properly, the air in the house becomes lighter, the mood lifts, and the family's energy begins to flow freely again, bringing peace and calm to everyone inside. Eighth, personal belongings of someone who has passed away. Objects that once belonged to someone who has passed, like clothes, shoes, bedding, or other personal items, often hold deep emotional value. These things carry the energy of their previous owner. When they were alive, that energy was part of their daily presence, creating harmony and comfort. But after they are gone, those same items no longer carry active, positive energy. Instead, they retain imprints of the past, emotions, sadness, or struggles the person may have experienced. This builds up a layer of stagnant energy in the living space. Keeping these items in the home for too long can make the atmosphere feel heavy and dull. People living in such spaces may feel fatigued without cause, emotionally tense, or have restless sleep. Even more, the negative energy lingering in those items can spread throughout the home, affecting the flow of good fortune, creating tension among family members, and making the environment feel cold or imbalanced. This is why Feng Shui strongly advises against keeping items of the deceased in the main living areas of the house. Once these heavy objects are identified and removed, it often feels like a new breath enters the space. But to truly restore peace, there is one more important step: cleansing the entire home's energy and bringing balance to the heart, so that negative forces fully dissolve and fresh, positive energy can flow into every corner. A simple yet powerful way to cleanse the energy is to reorganize the remaining items with a sense of order and harmony. Create space for energy to move freely. Do not forget to clean forgotten spots like the corners of rooms, under beds, and the tops of shelves that have gone untouched for too long. Once airflow returns to these areas, the whole house seems to come alive again with gentle rhythm and balance. Besides cleaning the physical space, your inner state matters just as much. Cleansing your soul goes hand in hand with cleansing your home. When your heart is calm and free from emotional clutter, negative energy has no place to stick. Take time to sit quietly, breathe deeply, say a calming affirmation or mantra, or simply light a stick of incense. These small acts quiet the mind while activating positive energy throughout your home. That energy does not just affect people, it also touches everything around you, making the entire space feel more vibrant, peaceful, and aligned. Feng Shui also emphasizes that light and fresh air are the two most important elements for maintaining positive energy. Natural light does more than brighten the room. It clears out lingering negative energy. Clean, flowing air fills every room with vitality, lifting the mood and driving out feelings of heaviness and stress. A home filled with fresh air and sunshine is a home where people naturally feel at ease, recharged, and full of life. Cleansing your space can also be enhanced with natural scents, like incense, essential oils, or fresh flowers. These fragrances do more than just smell pleasant. They help activate positive energy, break up stagnant vibes, and bring life back into your home. Just a few minutes of lighting incense or opening a bottle of essential oil can shift the energy around you, making the atmosphere feel lighter and more open. In the end, the best way to maintain long-term positive energy is to keep your home tidy, clean, and well ventilated. Avoid letting old items, trash, or broken objects pile up, as they become hiding places for negative energy, weighing down the space and making it feel sluggish. When your home is clear and uncluttered, light and yang energy can flow freely throughout, creating a space that feels fresh, warm, and balanced. After looking at everything inside the home, one thing becomes clear: not everything is harmless. Dead plants, chipped bowls, creepy decorations, antiques with unknown histories, old bedding, broken clocks, or items once owned by the deceased. All of these can quietly impact your home's energy and the well-being of everyone in it. They create a heavy atmosphere, disrupt sleep, and slow down your good fortune. Feng Shui reminds us that cleansing both your space and your spirit allows positive energy to circulate, bringing peace and prosperity back into your life. When you remove objects that trap negative energy and organize your space with intention, light and uplifting energy will flow through every room, creating a feeling of balance, clarity, and vitality. Start by observing the items in your home. Be brave enough to let go of what is old or energetically heavy, and make sure your space stays clean and open. Every small action helps stir up fresh energy, bringing peace and good fortune to your family. If you have ever experienced a heavy or uneasy feeling inside your own home, feel free to share your story in the comments below. And here's a simple affirmation you can keep in mind. My home is always fresh, peaceful, and full of prosperity. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to keep exploring more Feng Shui mysteries and discover how to maintain positive energy and protect peace in your home, your family, and yourself. One story, one insight each week to help make your home a sanctuary filled with harmony and life.